Cancer, welcome back for your November reading. Those of you who are new, welcome. Those of you who are returning, thank you again. Now, if you're needing to make a booking, you can go to the link directly below. If you do have troubles, inbox me via the website and I can give you a hand. Now, I've pulled the cards ahead of time, but I will pull clarifiers. We also have the in-betweeners, but we'll have your general reading. And I'll hyperlink the chakra cards directly into the reading to help you understand how you'll be utilising this aspect of your chakra this month. Now, you do have your intuition coming up big time. So you're going to be up in your head. Now, it's either you're going to implement what you're thinking and apply the energy, or you're going to physically be stuck in your head. If you can get the chakra balanced, you can eat the food groups connected to this color. You can also use meditation, but you need to learn to trust your intuition, especially if you keep coming back to the same theory in your mind. Now, you've got to ask yourself the question, is it coming back to a blocked point due to fear, or is it coming back to a realization of something that you actually know but you haven't applied your energy to? So, as I said, we'll hyperlink it into the reading. It may be some aspect of inspiration connected to employment, connected to a path you wish to move down. Your awareness is heightened during this time. You may feel a vibe connected to love. How to apply your energy towards it, especially with the B connected to it. B totem is love. So think on it, food for thought, and I'll hyperlink it into the reading. Now, connected to your wealth sector, what's coming up for this? My attention to unwanted can't defy the laws of attraction. Now, I've pulled the cards, I haven't looked at them. I'm going off the bat, fresh, organic. Now, again, as I was saying before, your intuition's telling you something connected to your inspiration. So it may be you're moving towards gaining employment, moving in a particular direction, applying your energy in some shape or form, but you're kind of falling into a pattern of fear. Now, it may be you're asking yourself, are you going to be successful in this area? For those of you who are choosing to act upon a hunch, 7. And again, it is saying that it's going to be completely fulfilling. If you can just move through the aspect of any blocks, anything that's blocking you is divinely guided. It's either there to challenge you to a point to use your mind over matter, or physically move you through that aspect of fear to show you physically what you're made of. Now, when it comes to the aspect of finances, it's a lack of faith within self. It's not a lack of faith in the situation. It's more mental blocks, okay? Because again, it's mind. And it is about actually having to step forward with that courage and that, you know, removing any childlike fears connected to what we had early on in the piece. Now, we've done a great deal of purging. We still are in the shadow aspect of Venus. So we've still got that aspect going on, but the frequency is moving forward, okay? So although we're moving through it, it is coming out, and I feel by the end of the month you're going to apply energy. I actually feel you're going to do it beforehand. I'll pull another clarifier on that. I do feel there's luck surrounding the cash component. Also, even if you don't get the direct action right away, it can be connected to travel. So it can be bus driver, train driver, physically moving in order to attain this aspect of the job moving forward. Going down that grapevine, you know, to a point that you're actually meeting contacts for this position. Now, those of you who are currently in it, you may be getting an advance and you may be questioning yourself, do you have the skills? Can you do it? Are you wanting to? You've got to ask yourself, is it connected to a fear? Does the current position inspire you? Is it something you love? So anything connected to your employment related, be passionate about it and use your intuition, and I feel you're going to gain great momentum. Now, when it does come to the finances, again, don't just go on fear-based energies. If you feel something's up and you feel things can change up at a financial level, speak to a professional. Get to a point where you're realizing these things and you're doing something about it. Now, it might be loans and things to that degree that you're looking at, but you're going, gosh, am I ready to do this? It's saying that you are, and you've got to be passionate about what you're doing. So do it for the right reasons. Now, those of you who are wanting to move into a new department, It may be towards love, towards something that you're more passionate about, or due to a relationship that you're feeling that this is important. But also do it for your own reasons as well. Now, your happiness sector, what's going to make you happy this month, Cancer? It may be a change of your world. It might be bringing in all that you've learnt and moving to a point where you're physically turning your world upside down. Now, some of the energy might have been in the shadows, but it is boding well. You've got to keep your intuition connected to it clear. Try not to come from a place of blocks or ego when getting overwhelmed with this transition, but something at a very 3D level is changing. Now, some of you might be almost like in the picture with the daisies, really working out what does and doesn't make you happy. Maybe at one point kidding yourself, connected to what made you happy, but really going through and pulling the flower buds off and saying, hey, what actually does make me happy? What makes me feel full? What's going to balance me within my forward motion? You know, is the path I'm currently on taking me in the direction that I want? Now, it may be that finances have been your block and that is going to come through, but you need to think abundant in order to reap what you sow. Also really wanting to have that aspect in order, having the footings of your life in order and not wanting any nasty surprises, having it where you're safe, having it where you're secure, where your intuition is gaining clarity from the 3D, not just from the moon energy, you know, going on your intuition and having nothing to show for it. It's almost like you're requiring some cemented energy. So it might be communication in order to kind of help you, but you're not reaching out. So it may be you don't want the egos of other people to influence what you feel is going to make you happy. Now, what you're not seeing. Now, there's two cards in here that are scales. It might be something connected to the Venus retrograde. It can be connected to a Libran energy. For others of you, it could be connected to contracts and legalities. Now, my true success is measured by my alignment. What you're not seeing. Maybe that you're judging yourself very differently to maybe what the judgment scale is. Perhaps in balancing that within yourself and having your balanced foundation of give and take, as long as the give and take is there, everything will be in perfect harmony. It's the small things you're not seeing that are making the difference in your life, not only for, you know, your road, your employment, but the external as well as the internal. Now, this is going to make you very happy, the path that you're choosing. It will also help you from any further misfortune. So whatever you feel spiritually guided to do, trust your intuition because it's guiding you correctly. Now, any actions you're needing to take, potential actions, transformations, etc. I can focus on what I do want within a relationship. Okay, so in the card, there's a heart in the mind, a heart in the hand, and there's another hand on the shoulder. So it may be for some of you, you're caught between two worlds, but you're going to need to choose. For others of you, it's about walking away from what doesn't make you happy and what does make you happy. So it can be very general in layman's terms. Now, again, I will suggest you look at your rising signs. And if you do feel you still need clarity, as I said, you can make a booking. Again, your intuition's telling you, but if you are moving with the fair energy, you can see it, you can feel it, you intuitively know it. You have the heart and the head. So head and heart decision it can be. Maybe you've been operating just by the mind and not by the heart. And maybe you need to use both in order to make this solid decision. But this person is... I feel what you're walking away from is the falseness. It can be false beliefs you hold in yourself, falseness of maybe what you thought a situation was, lack of consistency within you or another person or a direct situation, and something that really wasn't coming about in a transformative manner. So anything that hasn't transformed, you're walking away from that. It can be you stepping into transformation to help you get to a point where you're who you want to be in whatever shape you feel that spiritually is. Couples. Okay, you're trying to be responsible. The crowning energy for you is responsibility. You're assessing whether this person or you are being responsible within a situation. It may be that you're doing everything you feel is responsible, but it might be that you are in your mind quite a bit. Now, in the past, you did feel you had bad luck, and it can be something that transpired, that hurt you, that let you down. It could have been yourself that felt that was what was going on. And again, it was connected to a person who had lack of consistency. Now, this could be your opinion of yourself. And very much when we're going into those deep, dark abysses, we can be psychoanalyzing ourselves and critiquing ourselves. But this can be another person as well. It doesn't have to directly be your partner. It could be in general, critiquing a direct situation that you left or that you're considering leaving. Can actually be work that's directly impacting your relationship as well, especially with the block connected to you following your intuition and moving towards a road you wish to, moving towards the happiness you're wishing to, and things that you're not seeing, taking that control back. Now, it can be that you're balancing two things in your mind. Now, this is two frequencies that's coming through for the couples, and this happened in the previous reading as well. There's two storylines going on here, one of which you are currently in a situation and there's an aspect of regret and you're considering between two people. Others of you are directly looking at this situation, and it can be that you're juggling too much at the moment. Work, your life, up in your head. And it feels like this is becoming overwhelming currently. It might be, problems, bills, etc. It just feels there's too much up in the air right now. Now, at the heart of the matter, there is going to be a celebration. Now, it can be connected to reconnecting or getting that promotion that you wanted, doing something that you feared but your higher self was telling you to do. And it might be for some of you connecting with someone who the situation wasn't over with. For others of you, it can be, instead of commiserating a passing, celebrating a person who you felt inspired by, really having a rebirth within a connection. Now, future tense, it can be that in this current situation, you're going to have to put work into it. Now, it may be that you're working very, very hard, and it can be in the future you're going to be working very hard, but it does feel earnest. It may also be walking away from sadness, but really working through that, anything that wasn't working, change, your demeanor changing, your happy energy changing. Moving away from the fear that somebody's going to take something from you, and it might be that somebody did that. For those of you who were and sort of are at that crossroad. If a situation left or you're thinking of leaving, you no longer have a connection to this person. For others of you, it can be more external, where if somebody got a job you didn't get, don't be sad about it because it's really not something that you wanted. Really follow your intuition with things. Okay, you're taking a very mature energy this month. I do feel there's a lot of external situations that are directly coming into reflection for you guys. I'll pull one more card. Okay, what does Cancer couples need to know? Okay, believe in yourself and keep going, and any clarity you get, intuitively follow it. In-betweeners. Okay, there's stagnation. So you're really meditating on a situation that you're either currently in or a road in which you wish to go towards. Now, you might have really stalled. And this stalling might have been due to a breakup. It might have been due to not having enough clarity or not feeling comfortable. You need to get grounded, okay? The blocks might have been connected to a family figure, a mother figure, or a mother in general connected to you or the other person. Now, balance is coming up again. This is the other Libran card, but it can be that you're making a decision. So it might be legalities, courts, you know, what to do, how to apply your energy to a situation. So it doesn't have to be directly connected to, hey, do I stay, do I go? It can also be how to deal with a very tricky situation. Now, there can be legalities coming up, which is hindering your movement in any shape or form. Again, I am seeing it's connected to people that have children together. So, again, I was feeling towards the end of the year that a lot of things start tying up and movements forward very much next month as well. Huge movements forward, but there's going to be a lot of upheaval. Now, crowning you, there is a lot of power behind you, okay? So you do have the power to see this thing through, see it, balance it, and then release it and accept it as is, but follow your intuition and think with love, okay? Now, when it comes to this person, it's not, they weren't who they seem to be. Now, you thought this person was somebody very different. It may be a kindred soul, but it's not a deep spiritual connection you thought it was. So for those of you who are in the between and you're dealing with an aspect of conflict, be it your couple or single, this energy can relate to both of you. Deal with it and understand what it was and release it, but follow your intuition. Otherwise, book a reading. Okay, singles. Okay. You might be quite overwhelmed. Now, again, I'm going to try and do weeklies as well as mid-months, but the mid-months are there regardless. At the moment, the energy coming in might be that you feel overwhelmed. It can be due to past tense energies, again, because we have the shadow period as well with Venus, etc., at points in the month. The thing you need to understand is this is a temporary energy. It might have been an ongoing arduous energy in life with how things are moving. There may have felt like there's stagnation, like is this ever going to end? Are things going to move? In the past, though, it might be that you or another person didn't directly apply their energy to a situation correctly. So enough work wasn't put into either connection or it was one-sided, but it felt one-sided. Now, somebody wasn't doing a lot of work in a situation. Now, this can be connected to many areas. Your money, you know, your heart, children, however this directly relates. And it might relate in many, many shapes and forms, and you're meditating upon it. Now, what's coming in the future? I'll have to pull a clarifier. You're not going to be ready for it. I'll tell you that. But again, you have the skills and the intuition to deal with it. It's love related. Pull a clarifier. Future tense, it will take effort. You will need to move forward. I feel you guys are tying up loose ends. Okay. For some of you, the pain is connected to a person who you directly didn't gel with in a previous relationship, or a relationship that, you know, you were in. Can even be a road, especially since singles. Okay. Now, when it comes to, you know, a lack of effort being put in, it might have been too much partying and not enough effort put into the situation. I feel it come across with no warning, and it might have been you needed to do this. It might have been you just needed to let your hair down, be for a while, and then be ready for a connection. Now, others of you, it may be that this was the person's energy, that they needed to just go do what they needed to do in order to evolve. It might be that this is their permanent energy. Again, a few energies are coming through, and I do feel you're meditating on several people. Now, when it comes to what you're not seeing, it might be communication coming in or you delivering messages. And the feeling will come up through your intuition without warning, but the messages can go both ways. Now, at the heart of the matter, it might be that somebody was rather critical towards you. Maybe you agree with this, maybe you disagree with it, but there could have been a critical energy. There might have been excess. There might be a Leo who was directly connected to you. And it was a never-ending cycle. It was just going in circles. you're really going to meditate on, you know, how it all happened. And it might be you guys need to cut it off. There is, again, you know, Leo. It's definitely a Leo. It can be due to Leo season, Lionsgate portal, from that point onwards, moving forward. Now, it's going to take a lot of effort to move forward, but there is hope for your future, but you need to remove yourself from that dynamic. But there's 3 to 4 energies coming through. I'll pick one for each. Okay, the energy of the past tense person that you, for those of you who have children with this person or were connected, it reached its point, okay? Those of you who have left a person who you feel not spiritually connected to, that needs to end. Well, you've got 2 cards for that. You need to surrender to it doing what it needs to do, and you're going to have patience with yourself. You needed to go through it in order to learn something, but you thought it was your path. Part of it was, but this is all tying up, okay? It's all tying up. It's old energy, old karmic energy. Okay, future. Let's get one for the future. What is to happen with Cancer moving through this energy as it stands? Okay, it's going to take effort, but you need to keep going. You need to move away from those energies because they no longer serve you. They're very, you know, part of it you felt was your spiritual path. Part of it, yes, it was, but no, it wasn't. I think 6, 7, 8. And again, still connected to the Lionsgate portal. During your birthday month, you had to be very patient. Something around that time transpired. You weren't letting it go, but it's wrapping up a cycle. Okay, I'll leave it there. If you are needing a private booking, you can go to the link. Otherwise, love and light.